evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery, and Craig Plowman, and Ed Bolanowski. Craig, you still up north? Let's turn that music down just a little bit. TJ, Jeff, Dan, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. I just posted some pictures on my Facebook page of Johnny Bowler's trail camera pictures. Craig and Michelle Plowman, looks like you're going to have a great hunt. Cliff, how you doing, buddy? Larry of Rabbit Homesteading. Pastor, nice to see you on here. Nice to see you on here, my friend. I'm glad to have you here with us. I got a little catch in my throat. Little dry spot there. Mike Sills, Michigan outdoorsman, loving this cooler weather. So am I. Corey, where are you? Are you up north? Are you down here? Jerry, what crossbow do I use? They just passed crossbow to be used all season here in New York. Jerry, for many, many years, I used a Michigan-made Darton crossbow. A couple of years ago, Darton was sold. And I feel like it's not the same company that it used to be. Now, I'm sure they still make great products, but they only make one brand of crossbow. And I needed a crossbow I could decock. So I went to a 10-point. 10-point is made, it's a family-owned company based in Ohio. And I've been very happy with that 10-point. It has a cocking winch built into the handle, and you can decock it the same way. So I like that a lot. Just be aware, Jerry, that no matter what crossbow you get, anything other than a Excalibur, which is recurve limbs, if you get any of the new high-tech, high-energy crossbows, it is recommended that you replace the cables and string at least once a season. So that's about $150 extra that you probably aren't planning on after you spend more than $1,000 for a crossbow. So it is what it is, just something to keep in mind. But I have a 10-point. I love it. Killer Instinct is good. That's a Michigan company. Raven is good. Joe, good evening. How are you? I'm doing good, Corey. Thanks for asking. Hello, Paul. Good evening, Eric. Johnny says, this bait bagging sucks. Well, Johnny Bowler, listen, man, this is the world you chose to live in. I don't want to hear any complaints. You don't have to be doing it. You know, you're making $10,000 a hunter. $10,000 a hunter. You've got, what, 10 hunters this fall? There's $100,000 right there. I don't want to hear any complaints. TJ, Corey Phillips, thanks for getting me in touch with Andrew. Looking forward to this winter with Outdoor Driven. Speaking of Outdoor Driven, two things coming up with that group. On Saturday, September 20th, Andrew Cumptus, the head guy at Outdoor Driven, will be joining me and Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives at Jay's Sporting Goods in the morning, where we are going to present a check to Andrew, probably about $2,500 based on how many knives we've sold so far. And that is the proceeds, the profits from the Mike Avery signature knife, which I just happen to have right here. Also, Andrew is going to join us for the Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack Restaurant in West Branch on the 27th. If you would like to join us, it's filling up fast. Call 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. Also know that I have bought another production model of the Avery signature knife that I will give away that night to one of our lucky friends who is joining us. Linda, hello, 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 Linda. How are you, my friend? Larry said, that's cool. Glad it passed. Yeah, I love the fact that we can use crossbows here in Michigan. Matt, good evening. You're home now, headed to Augrey this weekend, camping there, taking the Warrior out fishing this weekend. Have fun. It sounds great. Mike, good evening, buddy. How are you? Ed is taking his 10-point over to Jay's for new strings and cables tomorrow. This is something you have to do. And I didn't know this. This is something the guys at Jay's told me. You have to do it. Just to make sure that the bow is safe and working as well as it can be. Say hi to the guys at Jay's for me. Dave, good evening. Ruben, how are things in Colorado? Corey was on Lake St. Clair last weekend catching muskie for veterans responders with husky muskie for outdoor driven. Corey, do you even work anymore? I feel like all you do is hunt and fish. Maybe you're retired. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe you're not working, Corey. If so, I apologize. Tim, very strange. Your feed shows as a reel on a PC without comment using your phone. As a Facebook reel? It wouldn't be an Instagram reel. Help me out, Tim. I'm not following that. That is very weird. JT, good evening, buddy. How are you? You are more than welcome, Bill, and thank you for making the suggestion last year that we do a golf outing. Look what it turned into. Captain JT, can't wait to get a new knife. I'm looking forward to it as well. I currently have 2 knives in the system that I'm waiting to be delivered to me. One for my grandson, Trent, and one for the Wednesday night live at the LumberJack Restaurant on the 27th. I actually bought that knife. We're going to give away that night. Dan, good evening. How are you? Foster, a friend of mine from way back, ate dinner at the LumberJack. Very good. I feel you've done more to inform and connect the outdoorsmen and women than anyone. Thank you. Foster. I appreciate that. Mike is waiting for his new knife. And I'll tell you what, my friends. Here's something to be aware of. The new knives are supposed to ship in a case like this. This is a nice nylon case. In fact, this is a production version right here. They're supposed to ship like this. In fact, there's a cleaning cloth in here too. A very nice presentation. A nylon case, a cleaning cloth, and the Avery signature knife. Because they ran out of those earlier, they shipped some of them in the old-fashioned cardboard box. So if you got a cardboard box, but you'd like the nice case, get in touch with me, and I'll see if I can't get you a case. Because I think they should be shipped in the case. GG of the LumberJack, 989-343-0892. She says reservations are starting for Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack. Call, ask for Lori. She'll make sure you get on the list. Amel told me, Gigi, that we were getting a good response. And they're starting to come in. So this is, I'm pretty sure we'll sell this one out. Don't wait till the last minute, my friends. Good evening, Jerry. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Uncle Johnny, John Craves. My buddy, my brother, how are you? I miss you guys. Haven't seen you for a while. I feel like maybe last time I saw you, Johnny, was when we played Curry, and it was 140 degrees that day. It was just stupid hot. We actually played that same course yesterday. It was much, much more comfortable. But I hadn't played golf in about 2.5 weeks, and I sucked. I did have one high point. I hit a drive 208 yards. 200 yards is my magic number on my driver, and I actually hit one 208. Probably one of my best drives of the summer, so that was nice. About the only shot I had the whole round. Eric says he loves his Excalibur, still have maintenance on it, and the strings and limbs. No emergencies in the field. That's a cool thing about the Excalibur is they are very straightforward. Recurve limb. You don't have the maintenance. You still have some, of course, but yeah, that's a good point. The Excalibur is a wonderful crossbow. Thank you for bringing that up, Eric. Julie, good evening. How are you? You ordered yours on the 6th and you're still waiting. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm going to text Chris Durson as soon as I get off the air here tonight and ask him what the schedule is for the next round of knives. Thank you, Larry. The 6th. Okay. I will work on that. I will work on that tonight. Dan, MUCC is telling tickets for chances to win tickets to the Super Bowl. I hope they sell a bunch of them. Now, last year they sold a bunch of them because early on you thought, well, the Lions could end up in the Super Bowl. Is that going to happen this year? You can't tell by the preseason, can you? Jim, good evening. Bernie, a guy who was telling me that he shot the lights out of about 36 holes of golf, and then he had to play in a league that night and shot a higher number. Don't you love golf, Bernie? Gigi, beautiful West Branch. I love West Branch. West Branch is one of my favorite places. It's close by, but it's up north. It feels like a small town, but it has everything you need. Beautiful West Branch. I love West Branch. Doug says, come on, Johnny, you're almost done. Now, if this is the Doug I'm thinking of, and I'm pretty sure it is, Doug actually helped me drag my bear out last year and gut the thing because Johnny Bowler, the bear whisperer, who I had paid $9,000 for a bear hunt. Now, keep in mind, Johnny charges $10,000, but because I give him a lot of exposure, he only charged me $9,000. Doug DeWise was hunting another stand a couple miles from me, and he had a side-by-side and came to pick me up because Johnny Bowler was too busy. So Doug and I, and neither one of us are young guys, dragged the bear up a hill. It was like a quarter of a mile, straight uphill, because Johnny was too busy. Now, I'm thinking for $9,000, $10,000 for you, there should be more help. Okay? Realize I'm joking. This is all a big joke. I'm just having fun with my buddy Johnny. Johnny's a great guy. He is my Michigan bear guy, period. Brian, good evening. How are you? Brian, how are your food plots looking? Brian, I'm thinking I really want to, and I don't know if I will because I think I might be too cheap to do this, but I really feel like I want to put one of those beautiful hard-sided blinds on our main food plot, and I want to elevate it. I just think that would be so cool to have a place like that where you could sit all day comfortably with a heater, be hidden. I don't know. I'm seriously thinking about it. I think you guys have them over at your place. Well, Bernie, you're the guy I was talking about because I've never shot the lights out of a golf course in the last 20 years. My best round ever was a 38 at Maple Leaf, and it was 35 years ago. You don't work. You hunt and fish for a living. Did I hear anything about the UP having their own NRC? No, it's not going to happen, Johnny. I know you guys would like to have it happen. I know you'd like to break off from Michigan and be called the state of Superior. And I don't blame you, but it ain't going to happen. You know, Corey, after I said that, I wondered if that wasn't the case. And so I apologize for bringing it up. But thank you for your service. I mean, you paid your dues, dude, so good for you. I mean, as far as being able to hunt and fish. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, it's working now. Okay, thank you, Tim. Paul checking in from the thumb. TJ, guiding elk hunters today, only saw a spike elk today and a cow. Linda, the knife is so stunning, I hate leaving it in my pocket. Well, let me see. Linda sent me a picture of her knife, and it was stunning. Let me see if I have this in my... If I put it in my photos. I don't think I did yet. I think it's still in a texture and one of these times here very soon when we get more of the knives out there, I'm going to ask you to send me a picture of your knives. Linda sent me the first one. It's beautiful. Got a limited catfish today waiting on opening day of dove season, which should be what, September 15th, Chris, or is it Labor Day? Thank you, Ed. That's very nice. He's ordering one Friday to auction off at the Alpena Hunters Harvest Dinner in January. Thank you, Ed, for that. Joe, good evening. Gigi said, yeah, it's going to be a great night. It is. And this night that Gigi is talking about is Wednesday, September 24th, which I think is 4 weeks from tonight. Let me pull up a calendar. Today. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from tonight. We're going to do it Wednesday night live at the LumberJack Restaurant. Call 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892 for reservations. Joe, good to have the limbs looked over as well. I had one taken in for new strings and cable. They found one side cracked. I'm thankful they found that. Yes, so you didn't have it come back in your face. Yes, excellent. Scott Buttrick, who is on the show this week. I'll talk more about him in a minute. It was nice. Scott, first of all, it was nice to connect with you. I knew Scott when he was working at the Forward Corporation based out of the LumberJack. And I kind of lost touch with Scott as he retired. So yes, it was nice to talk with you. Scott, you are welcome to join us for Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack on the 24th. Mike will see us there on the 24th. You're going to be joining us with Jay. Joe, good evening. Mike Sills salmon fishing this Saturday, and then early goose and teal season starts Monday. Yes, TJ, that is September 24th. The next Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack Restaurant in West Branch is September 24th. I am excited about it for many reasons, including a very geeky reason. I've got a new wireless mic system that I'm going to test out during that Wednesday Night Live to try to get a little bit better audio. It's coming tomorrow. I'm real excited about it. Mike says that's the same day you ordered yours, the 6th. Okay, I'm gonna put a text into Chris as soon as I get off the air here. Kevin checking in from the West Branch Country Club, the beautiful West Branch Country Club. Pastor Joe Llewellyn, gotta love these crisp mornings. It's almost go time. It is, because think about this, okay? Early goose and teal season starts Monday. The Michigan bear season follows very closely. Our early elk season is going on right now. Small game season follows bear season, then the youth hunt, and then we're on. And then it's go time. So you're right, Joe. It is go time. And here's the reason. I keep busting Johnny's chops for this. But the reason Johnny wasn't there to help me, and if I would have waited, he would have been there to help me. The reason Johnny wasn't there to help me is Johnny was sitting with his daughter. Now look at it. If it was me and I had a chance to help Johnny or sit with my daughter, I'd be sitting with my daughter. So I get it completely. Brian, we've got 2 bucks hanging around the lease property right now that are very impressive. Now, I'm sure they're going up to your place. I'm sure they're going across the road to Brian Bolter's place. But yeah, we got 2 very impressive 10 points running around right now that are going to be, I don't have a hit list, but if I did, they would be on it. Jim, good evening, buddy. How are you? Yeah, that is you, Doug. My pleasure to help out you and Johnny. And by the way, Doug, it was nice to see you and your wife at the Trinity dinner last March. And when I had, you know this, Doug, but I'm telling everybody else, when I had my stroke late October, which does rock your world. I'll tell you right now, it rocks your world, and it has changed the way I look at things. The very last day, as we're getting ready to check out the hospital, a lady walks in the door, and she starts working with us to get us all checked out. And she says, by the way, she said, I am Doug DeWise's wife. So that was nice too. So it's nice to see a friendly face. Joe Bean says relation to Nick DeWise. Paul, open house for first grade. How cool is that? Okay, Brian says we have several of those big blinds. Mine with a deck, the blind is 6x6. It was about $2,000 back in 2020. Yeah, I don't think I want to spend that much money. I mean, I do, but I don't. And the thing of it is, over the years, actually, well, for one thing, I bought one of those big blinds at an auction, a Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation auction. And I never got it because I was working with the guy and it didn't work out. And then I was working with another blind company a couple of years ago, and part of the deal was they were going to give me as partial payment one of those blinds. I never got either one of them. Bernie, Mama Turkey goes through my yard every day. She used to have over a dozen chicks. Now she's down to 3. The predators are feasting. Good point. Chris in Kansas, your food plot's looking awesome. Plenty of small bucks and does on it. Thank you. Jerry, good evening. Goose season is Monday. I think I said that, Stephen. If not, I misspoke, but I know that, and I meant to say that. Johnny says he wishes he has hunters right now. Cameras are going crazy. Gigi. Paul is saying hi. Stephen will be with Johnny Bull bear hunting this fall. Just put the top dressing of rye and triple 19 on my plots today, hoping we get that rain tomorrow. Scott says it was fun. Paul made reservations today. Johnny, I'll text you something later. What mic did I get? I had a question you, my fellow geek, would ask. I got the DJI Mic Mini with 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to put one lavalier mic on me, and then I'm going to take the other wireless mic. I'm going to fix it to a handheld wireless mic. And then as I go around, I can take that handheld wireless mic and I can put it in the face of the people that I'm talking with, rather than rely on the microphone on my iPhone. If it works the way I think it's going to work, it's going to be slick as snot. And actually, the reason I decided to pull the trigger on this, I recorded for Church Sunday. I did a Facebook Live for our 10:30 outdoor service. And I've done these in the past when it wasn't windy, and they were acceptable using my iPhone microphone. It was windy last Sunday morning, and the audio was unusable, and I felt terrible. I thought, okay, I've got to find a solution for this. So I started looking around. The previous version of the DJI mics were $350, but the new Mini is half that, so very cool. Anyway, that's what I got. I'm excited about it. Should be fun. Mike and Jay will both be there. Excellent. Kevin built a new blind this year and a platform, also a food plot with oats and rye. You're ready to rock, man. Johnny says, then you know what time it is? I don't, Johnny. Maker's Mark time? Liberty Hunt 13th and 14th, which is the same weekend as the Youth Hunt, right? Then it's snow time? Johnny Bowler, Nick was at the dinner also. Oh, thank you. Okay. Paul says, Johnny Bowler, you're going to be there on the 24th. Johnny had already said earlier he was not going to be. You're familiar with that? You've used it? You know what's interesting, Tim? When I was a TV guy, it cost me a couple $1,000 for my wireless microphone. Now, it's costing me $150. Isn't that crazy? Been meaning to ask you for years, what's the fish you've caught you're the most proud of? Probably a 31-inch walleye out of Saginaw Bay back in 1983. It was an August fish. It was only 8 pounds and change. But based on the size of that fish and the age that biologists put it at, it was actually one of the first walleye that was planted in Saginaw Bay when they restored the walleye population. So that means something else or something special. Eric, good evening. Al is bear hunting the UP the first hunt. I'm so excited for you. I really am, Al. I mean, I love everything about bear hunting. I love bear hunting. It is my favorite thing to do. Love bear hunting. Jesus says it's going to be great. Yeah, that's kind of where I got the idea, Tim. Unlike the rest of those goofy YouTubers, I will not be taking the microphone and holding it in my hand like this and talking like this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. The old broadcaster in me won't allow me to do that. Chris, here's an update that allows us to hunt yotes at night from September 1st to March. Craig has a good suggestion. Buy a deer blind, put it on a trailer off the ground, somewhat mobile. It works great. That's not a bad idea. Scott says, are you attending the Woods and Water show in Emily City? Maybe. It is a place, it's a show that I routinely go to every year, although I don't know if I'm going this year, so I don't know. Eric, bear hunting is my absolute favorite. Turkey hunting a close second. I'm with you, Eric. I'm right there with you. My hierarchy for hunting goes bear, turkey, deer. And if I had to give up deer hunting so I could do nothing but hunt bears and turkey, I would do it. Although I like the family fellowship of deer hunting with my family. That's what I enjoy the most about it. My son James is out there. My grandson Trent's out there. My granddaughter Addison's out there. We have trail cameras out there. We talk about it. We've got food plots. So that part I really enjoy. That would be hard to give up. Okay, can I tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week? By the way, a big thank you. He's not on here tonight, but Lance Valentine of the Walleye Zone had me on last night on his live stream, his coffee hour live stream, and it was a lot of fun. I'm looking for a link to that. Lance says that it'll be up later. But it was a lot of fun, and thank you, Lance. I appreciate that. Okay, this weekend's radio show rundown. My first guest this week is Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. He talks about a recent sturgeon fishing adventure he had. He also reminds us that if you bring in your boned out meat to Michigan Brand, they can make it into jerky, sausage, and more. Then Brad Dupuis of Angler Quest. Their dealer show was last week. At that dealer show, Brad unveiled two new models, one of them being a Leisure Quest, which is a very small boat designed for inland lakes. It's a 2-tube, not a triple tube. You could even put a big electric motor on it. Interesting concept, Brad. The other one is a big triple tube that is a T-top, and it's called the... I can't think of what it's called, but it's designed for more than just trolling. It has forward-facing sonar in mind. And we talk about that. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News promotes that outdoor weekend coming up next weekend. In the second hour, Vance Gowell talks about Michigan elk hunting. Vance is an elk guide who has hunters in the field right now. Yep, right now. So we talk about the Michigan elk season. Then Scott Buttrick talks about long-range 22 shooting or extremely accurate 22 shooting. Now, this is kind of an interesting comparison to last week when I had Paul Phillips on talking about extreme long-range shooting with big calibers at extreme long-range distance. Scott is talking about taking the 10-22 out of your gun safe and making it as accurate as possible. I love this concept. I think it's great. And then in hour number 3, we're talking about the early goose season that kicks off Monday with Glenn Alfieri of GK Calls. And we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. He has a salmon recipe for us this week. Okay, let me go back to some of the questions here. Linda says her hierarchy is fishing, then fishing, then fishing. Golf's in there somewhere, Linda. I know it is. Ed says to Craig, my dad has a 6x6 cedar blind on a snowmobile trailer. I like it. Point Moulier Waterfowl Festival, September 13th and 14th as well. Angie, hello, how are you? It was so nice to see you and Gus last week. I'm glad things are going well for you. Mike, good evening, buddy. How are you? Doug Ward checking in from Manistee, where he's been pounding the Kings over there. Mike, I'm going to really like the deer hunt this year because my grandson did the MUCC youth camp and now wants to go deer hunting with me. He's going to be 10. You know what? There is no bigger reason, no better reason to get excited about deer season than having your 10-year-old grandson go with you. Congrats, Mike. Thank you, Scott, for that reminder. The website, precision22.net, precision22.net. As long as we're at it, let me go back through the websites because I usually give them. Michigan Brand is michiganbrand.net. Angler Quest is anglerquestpontoons.com. Woods and Water is woods-n-waternews.com. Scott Buttrick again, precision22.net. Glenn Alfieri of GK Calls is gkcalls.com. Thank you for that reminder. And that's the 4 totes of granola bag, 3,000 pounds. Well, the good thing about doing that, Johnny, is if you get hungry while you're doing it, you can just eat the bear bait. Jerry bought another Pure Michigan tag today. Along that line, Jerry, let me tell you a quick story that Vance Gowell told me. Vance Gowell, the Michigan elk guide, had a guy with him during the December hunt last year who got a cow tag. Pretty cool, right? A Michigan cow elk tag? When's that going to happen? Once in a lifetime? The same guy that got the cow elk tag last year won the Pure Michigan hunt this year, and he's hunting with Vance again this year, but now he's bull hunting. It's crazy the way those elk tags work. Every year, every stinking year, somebody who has applied 1 year will get an elk tag, and oftentimes a bull tag. It happens every year. And then you get people who've been applying for 35 years and don't get one. Good afternoon, Ralph. How are you, buddy? Real respect. Hope you see at the Greenway Outdoors premiere event. I don't know if I'm going to make it this year. Remind me, when is that? I did not put that on my calendar. I don't know. No, I'm going to be at Jay's, Mike, on the 20th. I'm going to be there with Chris Durson of Rapid River and Andrew Cumtis of Outdoor Driven. We're going to present a check to Andrew from Chris and I. The 20th, yeah. Going to be there on the 20th. I'm going to be there in the morning, though. Because that afternoon I'm tied up with a family event. The baby shower for my what will be great granddaughter is that afternoon, and I'm not going to miss that. So I will be at Jay's in the morning, my great granddaughter's baby shower that afternoon. I'm going to be a great grandpa. All right, let me rephrase that. I'm already a great grandpa, meaning I am an excellent grandpa. I am a first-class grandpa to my 5 grandkids. But now I'm going to be a great grandpa to my new great granddaughter. Chris is swinging with his granddaughter, still listening. Excellent. Time with grandkids is so good. Johnny's already put out 1,500 pounds and they ate it. That's another reason I like bear hunting. You can eat the bait, never go hungry. Scott says, I've had 2 of your families from Trinity come over to help control the doe population here at my house. There are 30 plus deer showing up nightly on the trail cameras every night. Should take them 5 minutes to be done. So who is it, Scott? I'm sure it is the Hurley family. Is it 2 Hurley families? Is that what it is? Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that so very much. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that very much. But that's why I'm not going to be at Jay's all day long. I'm only going to be at Jay's in the morning. Now, at the event at the LumberJack on the 24th of September, we have some special guests lined up, including Lance Valentine of the Walleye Zone. Lance is going to join us in person at that Wednesday Night Live, and Andrew Cumtis of Outdoor Driven is going to join us at Wednesday Night Live as well. I'm hoping to get somebody there from Jay's Sporting Goods. I think I asked Rich Curzan of Killer Food Plots. And I will invite some more of my advertising partners as well. I just don't know who they will be because I kind of forget who I asked, to be honest with you. Thank you, everyone, for the congrats. I appreciate that. Okay, what else is on the list? Can you believe that it is Labor Day weekend? Let me ask you this, because I have a feeling on this. I'm going to tell you after I ask you the question. Are you happy to see summer going away, or are you sad to see summer going away? This year, I have to be honest, I am ready to put summer behind us. I'm glad to see summertime gone. This summer kind of pissed me off. We got a late start. I remember sitting at my granddaughter Addison's softball games during the late spring and early summer. And we wore winter coats more than we were able to wear shorts. Then when it finally did turn, it turned so hot and muggy and oppressively, disgustingly, obscenely oppressive. I used the word oppressive twice. That's fine. It was miserable. I hated it. So now that the weather has turned and it's cooler, it's like, you know what, summer? You weren't that good of a summer. See ya. See you later. September 14th. Probably not, because I'm looking at my calendar right now. Our September is just absolutely crushed. Oh, that's a Sunday this year? Um no, I will be up north. I will be up north that weekend, so I'm not going to make it. TJ's happy to see it gone. Mike is honest. He said I have mixed feelings. I love them both. Craig says sad. He wants to go back to June and fish every day on the Angler Quest. See, maybe that's why I don't miss summer so much, because my summertime fishing on my Angler Quest was so limited. I got it July 4th weekend and fished for about 3 weeks, and then I was done. So I think maybe that painted my opinion of the summer somewhat. Dave says it needs to be fall year round. I love fall. I hate what follows fall. Johnny said half and half, but he's ready for hunting season. Gigi says, yes, goodbye summer, hello fall and winter. I don't like winter. I don't like winter. I don't like winter. I don't care if I never see snow again the rest of my life. Chris, interesting question. Let me ask you, Mike, as we get older, do the years seem to go by faster? Absolutely. And let me tell you my theory on that. And I'll just use some numbers as examples. Okay, say when you're, looks like the camera was unplugged, but it wasn't. There we go. It wasn't unplugged. Here's my theory on why the time goes by faster. When you are 10 years old, 1 year is a tenth of your life. And this is these are exaggerations. 1 year is a tenth of your life. So a tenth of your life, it takes a long time to go through a year. When you're 70, 1 year is a 70th of your life. It's nothing. It's a blink. Got me back? When you're 70, 1 year is a blink of an eye. Why is that locking up like that? I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that, why it's locking up. I've just tried to knock my resolution down. So yeah, time goes to go faster. Scott Hand, anybody else having EHD problems? Call Rich Grazan, Killer Food Plots. Get some Aqua Shield for your water holes ASAP. Yeah, I talked with Rich about that last week on the Angler Quest podcast. Absolutely. Bernie, I love golfing days, but I love watching my grandchildren in school, sports, and hunting. Mike says a little bit of both. Linda, the always eloquent Linda Barthel. With each change in season, I am always melancholy, hating to see it end, but that it's good always ending on a good note. Somehow my golf game peaks just before the first snow. Larry, summer was too hot, but now perfect. Stay like this. Amen, brother. Michelle, good evening, Mike. Sorry, Mr. Mike. Sorry to be late, but the grandkids FaceTimed me as soon as you came on. Michelle, I'll tell you what. I respect that. Had you told the grandkids, wait, I'm watching Avery, I would have been very disappointed. I, in your shoes, would have done the same thing. By the way, good luck to you and Craig on your bear season. Michelle, especially good luck to you. I want my good friend Craig Plowman to shoot a beautiful bear. But I want my good friend Craig Plowman's wife, you, Michelle, to shoot a big bear too. Maybe 1 pound heavier than Craig's, just so you can, rib him a little bit. Ed says, I didn't get enough fishing in this year, but the perch fishing is starting to pop on Hubbard. Johnny, are you going over to Andy's? Are you wrapping it up already? A little bit of rain, more rain would have been nice, wouldn't it, though? Okay, what else is on my list? Oh, I didn't talk about this last week. I did on the radio show. And this is a follow up to my bear hunt where I didn't recover the animal. But 2 points I want to just make here, and then I'm completely done with it. Somebody sent me an email and said, "We know you didn't have dogs up there, tracking dogs, but what if you would have had a thermal optic? Could that have helped you find that bear?" So I reached out to my friend Scott Gatza, who is a hardcore nighttime predator hunting aficionado who has thermal optics. He said, absolutely. He said, absolutely. I'm checking this picture. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brian. He said, absolutely. A thermal monocular would have greatly increased your odds of finding that bear. The other thing I wanted to point out, if you're not using this tool, I think it's something to seriously consider. It's called OnX. OnX. I have no partnership affiliation with OnX at all. I wish I did because it's a tremendous tool. Downstate, you use it to see property lines and to see who owns that property. So if you need to get permission to go on there to recover an animal or something, and it lets you see, very closely where state line and private land is so you can get a better feel for where you're at. Up there in the middle of nowhere, it was wonderful because it allows me to set a track and follow the track into my bait. And then also, when we were tracking the animal, to follow our track in the bush after dark. So we knew where to come back to. So OnX, big fan of OnX, love OnX. Okay, schedule of events. For me, I will be at the Forward Corporation facility in West Branch, right there off exit 212, where the LumberJack is, on the 5th. I think that is next Friday. I will be there for the Forward Corporation anniversary celebration. Then following that, on the 20th, I will be at Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare in the morning for their anniversary celebration. I will be there with Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives and Andrew Comptis of Outdoor Driven, where we are going to present a check to Andrew. Hopefully the first of many checks for proceeds from the Avery signature knife. And then, of course, on the 24th, the big Wednesday night live at the LumberJack Restaurant in West Branch. They're taking reservations now. I'm pretty sure we're going to fill this one up. We're going to sell it out. 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. Okay, Johnny Buller just sent me something. A UP delegation introduces a local natural resources commission plan. It won't go anywhere, Johnny. The politicians can introduce all that they want. It won't go anywhere. Just my prediction. Okay.
Oh, my Avery, master of the wild, your stories and laughter keep us beguiled. Every fish that you catch, every heart you embrace.
All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. I will check with Chris to see when the next batch of Avery knives is coming out. You can order yours at rapidriverknifeworks.com, rapidriverknifeworks.com. Proceeds go to Outdoor Driven. Number to call for reservations for Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack on September 24th, 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the weather, and I'll talk to you next week right here on Wednesday Night Live.